Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike, the creator of the One Life podcast, believes most people don't know how to use their gifts or what they are. Mike wants you to see things from a different perspective and be true to yourself. The One Life podcast, it inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the One Life podcast to your playlist. That's the number one, NE Life. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.
Are you ready to get it? All right, y'all. What's up? Welcome to the One Life Podcast, where we talk about positive psychology and taking care of your well-being and telling your story, because everyone has an amazing story. I am Mike MIC Reed, and in studio today we have Andrew Lavow, right? Lavow. Okay, my bad.
Yes,
Lavow, like Bell Biv DeVoe.
Yes,
Lavow.
yeah, that is common right there. People always compare me to Bell Biv.
Hey, that's the first thing that you heard about, that you think about.
If not him, then Art Lavow.
Oh, that's true.
I get those two.
All right, I forgot about Art Lavow.
Yeah. Although it's not Lavow,
Yeah.
but
the
sound,
the sound
that's
of it.
what
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
looking for, you know.
Yeah. So, what's up, man? How you doing today?
Today's been great, man.
Been a great day.
Yeah. It's been a very productive day. I got into the office after my treatment, and it just started running right at 9. I think I finally got me a little break from clients and doing some apps, doing some underwriting fun stuff with carriers and everything, and finished maybe about 3. Got to have a little bit of food, and now I'm here enjoying the afternoon with you.
It's Friday, man. I'm so happy for today, man. Today was a rough week for me. I'll be honest with you.
Why you say that? What
Man,
happened?
because in these schools, like, dealing with the kids is just a whole different level.
What age group you at?
I'm elementary.
Okay.
I was in junior. So my company that I work with, that we do mentorship, we do elementary and middle school.
Okay.
So we do both. But right now I'm at elementary. Got it. And so, I'm a lead mentor. So I mentor mentors and the students.
You mentor the mentors.
Yeah, I mentor the mentors
on
and
how
the
to
students.
Mentor the kids.
Yeah.
And then you assist.
Yeah,
with the kids as well. Kind of like train the trainer type deal.
Well, they had me at one point going to, like, when we get new teams, I was training the teams, making sure they're running the program right. Because we don't work for the school district. We work for a company. So when we're going to the schools, we actually have a whole program that they run. So I go in there and I make sure that the program is ran correctly, that the mentors are actually doing what they're supposed to do, like the one-on-ones, the check-in, check-outs, in-class support, and we also do sports activities with them, like structured sports activities. So, yeah, I make sure that they're doing all that.
Dope. That's dope.
But, dealing with the kids, because kids got emotions. And these kids nowadays, man, like, it be, like, I get there at 7:30. Okay. By 8:05, kids are already having a breakdown. And they don't get there till like 7:45, 7:50. And I'm like, dude, you've just been here for like 5 minutes. Why are you so angry?
Yeah, we ain't had enough time to.
I ain't had my coffee yet.
Yeah. We got to put you on pause, man.
It's like,
give me at least till 12.
And I'm not even exaggerating.
Oh, man.
Like literally me and my team and the other staff, we be like maybe on the blacktop, just kind of talking about our day, right? Okay. Or what happened the previous day. And we'll get on, and we all have walkies. And all of a sudden we'll be like, we're here. We need help, assistance in room 10. And it's like, and we already know who it is. Like, we already know the kids. Yeah, we already know.
Yeah.
All you got to do is say a room number.
Flyers.
Yeah, exactly. So we already know the room number. Like, okay, we already know who this is. But it's like, dang, dude, it's not even. You just barely got here.
I'm not going to act like I can't relate to some of those kids, because I would say, especially in the elementary days, up until maybe about 3rd grade, I was a little bit of a problem child. I was definitely causing some issues. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I did too. I'm not going to, and that's the one thing I love about being in school, and these kids, they can relate to me. Because I keep it real with them. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm always like, dude, I was you. But when I tell you the disrespect that these kids have nowadays,
it's a different level.
It's a different level.
Yeah.
Like, the things that they do to these teachers nowadays, it's like, I would have never done that.
Right.
I've never seen anybody in my class get away with something like that.
And I can understand, the acting out. What I don't get is the overt disrespect, the blatant disrespect, because just being empathetic with people.
Right.
I had that as a kid. I knew you know when you're doing some bad. You definitely know when you're doing some bad. And I definitely had mostly female teachers growing up. And like I said, up to about third grade, even carried a little bit into middle school, but mainly till third. I got it out once I started getting a little bit older. But yeah, I was definitely giving them a hard time. Yeah. I wasn't nothing crazy disrespectful or nothing. But
okay, so let me ask you, what's the biggest disrespect that you've seen when you was like that age?
Seen or committed?
Oh, either or.
Either or.
Either or. It's up to you if you want to tell that story.
So I would say what I did. I won't speak bad on nobody else. I got enough dirt for myself.
Okay.
I would say what I did, and I definitely love her today, Miss Wilson from my third grade elementary. I definitely did use the bathroom in her class. Intentional.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. I've never seen that yet.
I was by myself. I was by myself.
Okay. You was by yourself.
Yeah.
So you was in a classroom by yourself and you did it. Okay.
It was like a recess, I want to say it was.
Okay.
For some, I don't know how, got into the class. Yeah,
because nowadays all classrooms are locked. There's no way you get in no classroom today.
Exactly. Yeah, they escort everybody out.
Yeah,
it was there, and it was open. The punishment I got for that one, because Mom definitely found out. Ended up spending a good night in jail. As a matter of fact.
Oh, well, that was a criminal offense?
It wasn't. My mom just took me to the jailhouse and was like, "I'm gonna leave you here for a little bit."
Back in the day, I do remember parents doing that, because I got threatened with that one time.
No, my mom followed through. It wasn't a threat. Wasn't a threat. She followed through.
I like your mom.
Oh, I love my mom. Thank you so much for that too, Mom. I appreciate it.
Okay, but what was something like disrespectful that you actually did to a teacher, like in her presence?
I've always been more passive aggressive. Okay. Never direct to her. Definitely some talking back. I can't remember what her name was, but my middle school teacher, although I think I was justified, because once we went through everything, my mom was on my side. Right. But probably the worst that I did to the teacher, to her face, anything like that, like talking back. Because
any cuss words?
Potentially being, I was cussing. Yeah, I was definitely cussing. Okay. I was cussing. I was definitely doing that as well. But like I said, nothing direct and overly disrespectful to her face, to any of them faces.
Okay, so the first day that I got into, and it was a middle school. And I went in there because my job that day was or even that week, it was our first week, just to observe classrooms. Okay. Like to see where the behaviors was, to see what teachers needed support. You know what I mean? Okay. I walked into this one classroom, and mind you, I opened the door, and I took a half a step in, and a desk flew by me.
A whole desk?
A whole ass desk. Just flew by me, and I had to take a step back real quick. Like I was like, "Wow!" And I was warned.
I just walk into?
I was warned about it, but in my mind, I'm like, "No, fifth grader picking up no desk."
No, it's not really happening.
Oh no! A whole ass desk flew by me, and I was like, "Oh wow!" But that's not even the worst though.
That's crazy work.
I've seen kids fight teachers, like in like the elementary I'm at now. I've seen it. It's real. Like. It's not even no exaggeration. These kids are really squaring up to teachers, and because they know they can get away with it.
Yeah, and that's the horrible thing, is that they get away with it.
Yeah, it's. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the school district policies and how they going about things. I get it to a certain extent, but like for me, just like we just talking about the blatant disrespect. Yeah. So like me, and I'm going to speak on myself. Mm-hmm. I'm old school. I don't allow kids to curse around me. Right. So I'm always language when I hear it, right? And if a student talked to me a certain way, and I had this one student talk to me, like she just cussed me out the other day. And I was like, oh yeah, we're not doing this. And it's my first time interacting with this student. I was like, oh, we're not doing this. And she didn't know who I was. And so I was like, okay, I know you don't know who I am. And she's like, who are you? What the fuck are you? Like, why are you talking to me? Blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. I get it. You don't know who I am, but you about to know who I am.
You're going to find out.
I said, no, and I told her that. I said, you about to find out who I am.
Yeah.
So I walked away, and she was on her way to the principal's office anyway. So I walked in 5 minutes later. Yeah, and me and the principal are tight. Like, we're on the same page, how we do things and everything. And he's just a great support of me and my team. And was like, hey, I need a minute with her. After you talk to her, I said, I'll be right over here. And he came and got me, and we had a conversation. But I mean, it was a simple conversation. Like, look, I know you don't know who I am.
Right.
But the one thing I don't do is tolerate disrespect. I said, I didn't come at you disrespectful. I said, I came at you, peacefully and politely, and I needed you to do something. But you cussed me out. I said, I don't do that. I'm sorry.
That's a problem.
I said, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't love my kids to do it. Well, I'm going to allow you to do this.
Exactly.
And it's like having that understanding. Like, I'm not going to talk to you while you heated in a minute. We're going to have a conversation, but I nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Like a lot of,
you got to.
I've noticed a lot of teachers and whatever, they let the kids talk whatever, but I don't. It's like, especially the blatant disrespect. It's like, no, nip it in the bud. Like, we're going to set this tone immediately right now.
That's necessary.
Because if you don't, and I've seen this with teachers, they wait too long into the school year to set the tone, and it's like, it's already done.
Oh, yeah, it's
like,
gone.
It's gone.
That ship done sailed.
Yeah, and it's like, and I've talked to other teachers about it, and they be shaking their head. They be like, yeah, I don't know why they didn't set the tone in the beginning. Like, because there's certain teachers in there that they don't play that. I go in their classroom, their students are like this. But certain classrooms, kids are like, you remember the movie with Morgan Freeman, Lean on Me?
Lean on Me. Okay. Yeah.
You know how he walked in that school like chaos? That's how it was. That's how it is.
His classroom.
That's how it is in some of these classrooms. Yeah.
That's crazy work, man.
It is. So, I mean, just back to, circling back to the beginning, it's a rough week because I had a couple of those days this week. And you take on that energy. It's secondhand emotion, trauma, secondhand trauma. Yeah. You take that emotion with you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this week was rough.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because it was the first week back from spring break.
You got some weekend plans to release?
I'm going to chill.
No, there you go.
Last week I was in Santa Barbara chilling.
Okay.
For spring break, I thought that was going to. Well, I mean, it did help. I came back fresh and ready, but.
Yeah, but then that first week hit you back hard.
Yeah, you know what? Because the thing,
little reality check.
Dude, I'm telling you, when summer hits, when any of these breaks hits, 3-day weekend, kids just lose their mind. Like that extra day or whatever, it's like they forget everything they just learned, and they come back
Crazy
and it's like
work.
You got to start all over again.
Crazy.
So. Yeah, that's how it was this week.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, let's get back to you. I want to talk about your story.
Yeah,
Mr. Financial Guru here.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your story, man. How did you get into financing?
It's a very interesting story, actually, right? So I definitely didn't intend on going into this field of work. Okay. It wasn't my plan at all. When I was 23, I tried joining the military, actually. Okay. Right? Originally wanted to go for civil engineering, right? Get in there, have them pay for my school and all that good stuff, engineering degree. Scored on the ASVAB well enough to actually get placed into the nuke program.
Okay.
So was going to go into the Navy, sit down in a submarine, a couple 100 feet beneath the water, playing with that, right? But you do have to go on and actually, of course, pass the physical.
Right.
So when I went in, checked height, weight, did that. Then, the third step was as far as I made it. They checked the blood pressure. Checked my blood pressure. Blood pressure came back at about 220 over 110, 115 in that area somewhere, right? Just double what it should be. They was looking at me like, what is wrong? You need to take a breath, sit down, relax. It's just the blood pressure. And I'm sitting there as calm as I am now. I was like, I feel perfectly fine. You guys are the ones panicking, It's like, y'all might want to relax a little bit. And they're like, okay, yeah, you need to go find out what's going on. Go to the doctor. Doctor, same thing, check the blood pressure crazy high. Like, okay, we need to run, blood and urine analysis. So they take blood, do the urine, come back with the urine test, and they're saying your creatine levels are high, or your creatinine, one of those. And they're saying that indicates your kidneys. So they go do a biopsy on my kidney, and when they come back, they discovered that the kidney was functioning, both my kidneys was functioning below 15%.
Below 15%.
Below. Yeah.
And this is when you was 18?
23.
23.
Yeah, 23 years old when this happened. Tried joining the military, found out my kidneys was failing, was diagnosed with end-stage renal disease, stage 5, had to immediately get rushed onto dialysis.
So is this something that just happened, or did you have this for all those years?
To the best of my knowledge, it just happened. Because I was also, when I was 21, 20 years old, playing college football.
Okay.
And you got to pass a physical.
Okay.
To play that college ball,
Okay.
Couple years after that, I stopped playing, and it's not like I was, it's only 3 years in between, 20 to 23. It's not like I was out drinking, drugging, doing anything crazy like that. I mean, the worst thing that the hardest, that I probably tried out was cocaine.
Right.
Tried that one time, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. You know what I'm saying? Never been a big drinker. The most that I ever done, heavily abusive wise, was smoking.
Right.
Right. But since the whole, pretty much dialysis stuff started, not really doing much of any of that.
But that's just crazy, like 15%, right?
Oh man.
And you felt fine that day, like you were just
So the only thing that I can really think of, back then, as far as signs, was when I peed. That burned.
Okay.
And in my mind, I was like, well, I know I'm not out running the streets. I'm not sleeping with her and her from around the way. I'm not doing anything like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. It'll just pass. Yeah, it didn't pass for about 8 months or something. It didn't pass for a while.
You were dealing with that for 8 months?
I might be exaggerating slightly, but it was sticking around for a minute.
No, you know why? Because I'm like I never really get sick, right? And my ex used to always tell me.
I didn't get sick neither.
But my ex used to always tell me, like, you need to go take something, go to the doctor or whatever. I'm like, nah. Men, I think we just suck it up. Like,
rub some dirt on it, you be all right.
Even when I had COVID, I think I had COVID for like a month. And my ex-wife was like, you need to go to the hospital.
It's getting to that point, Mike. It's getting to that point, man.
And my daughter looked at me. She was like, you look like you're dying. And I was like, okay, well, maybe.
You probably doubled over like, I'm all right. I'm all right.
But, man, we do that. So I can see you going for like 8 months and like, it'll pass.
It'll pass. That was the mindset. Yeah, it'll pass. We'll be all right. But I tell you what, it didn't pass. Well, you know what? It did pass. Because, now it's gotten to the point where I'm at 0% functionality. I can't even produce urine.
Oh, wow.
Right? And then I tell you what, man, that transition into doing dialysis was rough. I started off with peritoneal dialysis, where essentially they got this tube that comes out from your stomach, and you dialyze, whatever, however you say it, that way. And since it was like a crash course type deal for me. There was no healing time.
Right.
And they just did the surgery. The fluid coming in and out was burning inside. Horrible pain. I wouldn't put that on nobody. And then that was every night, to try and do the dialysis. Also had to, and that's my toughest fight for today, is actually limiting the fluid intake. Okay. So I can only drink a liter of water a day, liter of fluids a day, any fluid, whatever it is, right?
So total consumption, 1 liter.
1 liter.
That's like nothing.
Dude. And imagine going from being athlete drinking damn near a gallon a day.
That's what people.
That was what they was preaching,
Wow.
Yeah, that was a tough transition.
How do you deal with that in the summertime?
See, actually, for me, it's the reverse. I'll be honest with you. The winter is tougher for me. Really? Because I've been doing it now for about 5 years. This is about to be my 6th year, about to be up for that nice transplant. It's the reverse for me because in the summertime, I sweat. So, I sweat fairly easily. So I can be out there and I can sweat some of it out. I also go to the gym, get in the steam room. I sweat it out in there as well. In the wintertime, though, because I'm also, it's a strange dichotomy where my body is warm, but I'm cold, right? So I be hot wanting to take a sip of something, to drink something, but, temperature-wise, I'm cold, you know what I'm saying? So in the summertime, I got a little bit better control over it because I'm able to take advantage of the sweating.
All right.
Wintertime, I'll be struggling through. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So obviously you didn't get into the military.
Yeah, didn't get into the military, right? And at that point, I had a friend who was also, and this is how most people get into doing finances, right, from what I've come to find out. You get recruited. Yeah. Right? All them, 3-letter agencies that be out there, 4-letter agencies, and I definitely got recruited in. Had a buddy from high school. He got me in. He told me about life insurance and how that is something you can use while you're alive. And I'd never heard the concept before. I thought that was interesting. Went and did a little research myself, found out that it was true. Ended up getting my license. And little did I know that life insurance kind of leads to retirement planning, which then leads to financial planning as a whole, right? Just because there's a lot of, and once I got into the game, there's a lot of different benefits that come to life insurance, right? And it just is a great thing to have in your financial portfolio. And learning that I don't even qualify for it no more, couldn't get it at 23, 24 years old is a done deal for me. Right. It's just a little bit more impactful, and that's how I started my journey.
I got life insurance.
There you go.
Many years ago.
There you go.
Because I'm the baby of seven siblings. Huh. And when I tell you, when parents start to pass away and they don't have life insurance. Oh, and all the siblings have to pay for their funeral. Yeah. I don't know if anybody ever paid for a funeral before out of pocket.
Oh my goodness!
So the first time I helped out, and I paid for my grandmother, and the second time I damn near paid everything, and I was a little older at this point, for my mother-in-law, and when I tell you I came out of pocket, and let me say this, because this was the real moment for me.
Okay.
All my brothers and sisters, we was all at the table at the funeral home with the director, talking about what we gonna do and blah blah blah. Mind you, everything was coming out of my pocket. I think my oldest brother that's right above me, he kind of helped me, but most of it was coming out of my pocket. And when all my other brothers and sister was like, oh, we should do this, we should do that, like adding all these extra stuff, right? And at some point I looked at my oldest brother, and I was like, are you paying for this?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind if you chipping in, but like, you got 5 on it? Like, and he just kind of gave me this look like, and I'm like, okay, stop adding.
Yeah, it sounds like we not doing that.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's your mom, but like, no,
Exactly.
we're not doing that. I'm sorry. And I had a conversation with them right after we did everything. I said, look, this is the last time I'm doing this.
Yeah.
All y'all better have life insurance. If you don't have it, go get it tomorrow.
Man.
Because I'm not doing this again. Because that bill it ain't no joke.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
And ever since then, I've always had life insurance. And I've always just said, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to put nobody through that.
It's not anything you want to leave to the next person.
No, and I got 2 kids, and it's like, I'm not leaving that for my kids. Like, we supposed to leave something for our kids.
Right.
Not this big-ass bill.
Yeah, not in
Yeah,
that
so
way
I said,
at all.
I'm not doing that. So, yeah.
And then that's the first thing, right? Wanting to make sure that you're not leaving anything behind for anyone, in a negative sense,
Yeah.
right? But you know, one thing that people also overlook is the ability to use life insurance while you're alive, though, because that's where people's first mind go.
Right.
Is I don't want to, the funeral costs and expenses and everything like that. Like, my biggest reason for getting in and wanting to be with life insurance is because you could use it while you're living. Had my parents got some coverage on me before this health crisis, right? I could have used and accessed that money while I was still living, take care of medical bills, expenses, reinvest it, all sorts of stuff, right? So I mean, yeah, there is the death part of it. I like speaking more on the opposite side of what you can use with it while you're still here, how you can use that as a tool.
Now, but let me ask you this, because I'm not too familiar with that, but since we're talking about it, is there like penalties to it? Like if you use it while you're alive, like if you use it for something, or
so
is it like a retirement fund? Like if you take money out, it's a penalty, so you have to pay it.
So no penalty. So let me say it this way. There's different ways how you can access it.
Okay.
Right. Let's say first, if you have a qualifying health event, like you do get diagnosed with end-stage renal disease or COPD, something like that, right? You would be able to, depending on the severity and how it impacts your life, access up to 80% of your death benefit.
Okay.
Right. Now, let's say in terms of how you just kind of hinted with retirement, right? You can use life insurance to build up retirement plans as well, where you're actually able to take some tax-free income. So there's 2 ways to access it. You can either withdraw it or you can loan from it. And if you withdraw it, you will have some of those penalties that you were hinting at, right? If you loan it, however, there are no penalties associated, and that's how you would also receive tax-free income, whether it be on an annual lump sum or on a monthly basis.
Yeah, so I mean, and I know there's like I've never dabbled. I've dabbled in the crypto side of finance, right? And I used to teach crypto. Like, so during the pandemic, I made a killing. I was teaching crypto. I was traveling while people were stuck at home. Like, I was like, I'm out of here.
Nice. Took advantage.
But no, because I mean, I taught it because, and it was a perfect time for me to teach it because I was always having that mindset of, dude, anything can happen in the world. You gotta prepare yourself for anything that happened. Like, I've never had a 9-to-5 job, right? Even to today, me in the school, like, I'm contracted.
Nice.
So I've always been self-employed.
1099.
Yeah.
Nice.
I never believed in the corporate structure because I've seen so many people being at corporate for 20 years, 30 years, then one day just gone. All of it gone.
Yeah, man.
So it was like, even that, like with the pandemic, everybody just lost everything. Yeah. But if you put yourself in a situation to where financially you're good and you can survive, any type of major incidents or whatever. Yeah, you cool. Like, I was traveling. I was like, okay, I'm out. Let y'all deal with that. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not to brag, but that was the lifestyle I was living.
There you go.
Like, but I put myself in that situation.
Yeah, you put yourself in that position.
Right. And so that's what I always what I did was teaching people, like, because I was making so much money in crypto. I had a team that I I had like a huge following. And so they were starting to make money. So I was like, look, most of those people never had that much money before. Typically, when you come from like a low income background, but all of a sudden you get a lot of money, you don't know what to do with it. Start going buying cars, jewelry.
Yeah, just vanity.
Thinking that's gonna last forever.
Yeah.
People don't realize they make $1 million. They, oh, I'm set. No, you're not.
Not even close.
not even a little bit close.
Yeah, nah, man.
You know what I mean? So I started, me and my partner at the time, we started teaching mindset. Because it all starts with your mindset.
Oh,
so
man.
we start doing mindset courses.
Oh, man.
And like, look, you guys got to get your mindset right before you start. Because we saw the money coming in. We was like, okay, hold on, pause. Don't nobody start spending.
Right.
Let's get our mindsets right. And so we can put ourselves in a situation so we can now make this last. And now you're doing smart things with your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to go traveling, buy a new car if you want, but let's strategize about this. Just don't go do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Without having to plan
it out.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was doing. So it's always smart in that. But a lot of people to today, I feel like, are still not educated in the financial realm of like the life insurance period, and what they can do with it. The many things you can do with it that will benefit you.
Right. One thing that we teach over at Top Shelf Financial, because that's the other thing with it is. Sometimes you'll go in with, financial firms where they offer some of these services and they don't educate.
Yeah.
They just say, hey, you want to do that? All right, cool. Just put it here and we'll talk maybe sometimes about it. But no, what we like doing is educating, especially when it comes to building your portfolio. You want to build it up in the right way. And, if we're talking about building anything, right, a house, a skyscraper, this platform here. What's the most important part to building anything?
Right.
The foundation. And when we're talking about your portfolio financially, life insurance is that foundation, because of its ability to first replace your income. That's the most important part when we're speaking on life insurance is the replacement of income.
Right.
After that, then you're actually able to, of course, protect your assets that you have, be it your house, be it any other properties you may have, any cars, whatever you want to consider as your assets that you would want to actually be able to pass down. Then, of course, you're actually able to, leave that lasting legacy. And one thing that people sometimes get crossed as well is there's two kinds of life insurance. There's the term and there's permanent.
Right.
Sometimes people, they're like, oh, I got life insurance and I'm good and I'm set. And then come to find out they were paying into a term life insurance policy for all this time that expires.
Yeah.
And then they're all like, wait, what happened to all the money that I put into it? And, that just comes from the lack of education.
No, and you're right. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm on a term, but I had like a 30-year term, I think it was. I'm still in it because I see my count every day. But I know it's going to, like I'm 54 now, so I know it's coming up soon.
Roughly how long have you had it?
Well, I think like in my 20s. That's why I said I think it's coming up soon.
Okay. And term's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, but mind you, if I was in my mid-20s, almost 30s when I got it, I was young. I was just like, I just want life insurance.
Yeah.
So I could be good.
It's perfect for that.
Right. So,
perfect for that.
And I knew a little bit about like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
About the, investments and all that stuff. But I just never went into it anymore. Like I remember a time I made a lot of money and I had a financial guy that wanted to do something with me. So he came over and gave me this presentation, but he didn't really educate me. I'm going to be honest with you, the only thing I remember from that meeting is him saying, okay, I just need a check from you for like 10 grand or something, and you're going to pay $5,000 a month or something like that. And I said, there's a turnoff. It wasn't an education where you know what I'm saying? So
I got a very similar story to that right there. $10,000 on the money too, as a matter of fact. I had a client, so there's this crazy, it's not a crazy concept. It's a pretty cool concept, but it's called BYOB, Be Your Own Bank.
Yeah.
And it's through a permanent life insurance product known as Index Universal Life Insurance, right?
I've heard of that.
And he was just talking about the client that I got, right? He was just talking about how he got this plan. It was an IUL, and they put it together. And I was just telling him, I was like, hey, let me take a second look, see what's going on. He invested $10,000 into it, was contributing right around like maybe like $700 to it a month. And he had this plan for about a year. Lost $8,000, about $8,700 total in that plan. And that was just in the first year, because when it comes to those plans and people trying to structure them, like, agents, not like myself, not like me, that don't know what they're doing or how to properly structure them, you can lose a lot of money due to the cost, fees, and expenses. And people try and have them be a one-trick pony, and then the client, the investor, ends up losing money in it quick and easy. And it's just, and they try to sweet talk it like how old boy tried doing you. It's like, hey, I just need a check. You just do this. You just do that. It's only this. It's just, it's real simple. It's real simple. But they not providing enough value to, of course, you just educate. They're not educating. They trying to little sleight of hand stuff, man.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously I didn't do it because it didn't feel right. And
Good deal.
Like, But I've had a couple of, and ever since then, I've always had people approach me, and I was just like, nah. Because that was a turnoff from the first person. It was like, I already know what you want. Like, so I was like, nah.
Yeah,
until I meet somebody that I trust and that I've already built. Like, for me, I'm all about building relationships.
Exactly.
So if I build a relationship with you, right, we might not do business today. But if I build a relationship with you, and let's say a year or two, I watch you, I see what you're about, what you're doing, you know what? I'm going to go and answer you.
Let me ask some
watch
questions.
Yeah. He's, and we just having these conversations every now and then. You're educating me on the way on this relationship journey. And it's like, okay, I'm ready now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because as a matter of fact, I'm not sure if you recall, I remember the first time I came across you, I want to say that it was at the Taco Fest in Palmdale.
Was it Palmdale? It might have been Palmdale.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember it was a festival we met at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was because that was when I was with Top Shelf, and we was getting into doing all the events.
It was at the park
everything.
at the square.
Ponticlin Square.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Right.
Yeah, man. That was about like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago or so now. But yeah, like you said, it's about building relationships.
It is.
Once I found out that you did have your podcast and everything, I knew eventually I'd make my way around.
Oh yeah. No, but I mean, I love what you guys over at Top Shelf are doing. You guys just became partners with AT Alta.
Yeah, AV Alta. Yeah, man. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be great.
Yeah, I know.
Got that inaugural game coming out, man.
It's going to be amazing.
You going to be out there?
They've been calling me.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. They've been calling me. I just was with Panchito. Shout out to Panchito.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Panchito and my boy Hugh.
Yeah, we just did a show with him a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
So, I'm actually preparing something big with that.
Oh.
Because I'm a part of, I'm a board director for Action for Kids.
Okay.
We're one of 12 Los Angeles County child abuse councils for LA County. Mm. And so it's a nonprofit. And because I know AV also, they're big on child abuse and working with kids. So
they're big with the kids.
Yeah. So I'm working on something with them to be partner up with them
that sounds cool.
On that side of it.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna eventually. Cool. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but I'm gonna eventually be out there though.
What was the name of the program?
Action for Kids.
Action for Kids.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm definitely working my way that way. So I'm eventually get there.
Yeah, man, come join the team.
I might come out tomorrow. I don't know if they have any tickets left, but I'm thinking about it.
Hey, man, you might not be too late, but I heard through the grapevine, Top Shelf is giving away some free tickets.
I did see a thing on Instagram where you guys were doing that.
Yeah. Check out the reel. Follow the instructions. Yeah. You might be the lucky winner.
Oh, might be. I actually think I know a couple of people over at Top Shelf.
pull a couple of cards, huh? It's like, hey, I know you know me.
Yeah.
Mike Reed. Come on now.
But yeah. Anyways, let me ask you this, because I know you got to go pretty soon, and I know I was going to get you out here, but I do want to go over a couple of more things with you. I want to talk about JCI. But when you started off with the insurance, well, let me ask you this, because insurance is sales, right?
Yeah, it is.
And I'm pretty sure in your financial game, it's big part of it is sales.
Oh, big time.
What is the secret to sales? I never got sales. I mean, I know what sales is, but I feel like I just never was good at sales. And I'm going to tell you why, because I have a graphic design background and entertainment and all that, right? I've always told people, because people used to always say, Mike, why you don't have business cards? Because I never had business cards. I never did marketing or anything for my companies, right? I've always said that if my product doesn't sell itself, then I'm not doing my job. Right? Okay. So I never had to get on the phone and sell somebody. Like I know your partner just asked me earlier, how do I get guests?
Right.
I don't call around asking for guests. People reach out to me.
Right.
I got a long list of people that actually want to be on the show, and not that sound arrogant or anything like that, but I just do. I feel like my product should bring people to me. That's just my mindset, my mentality. Like if it's not, then I'm not doing something right. Like you reached out to me.
I definitely did.
Right.
I got referred over.
That's what I feel like for me, that's how sales works for me. Like my product
you attract.
Yeah. But I mean, what is the big secret to sales?
If I had to put it in a nutshell, I would say sales is more just getting people comfortable with change.
Change.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. It's a mindset shift in certain aspects. And with it, there's always going to be the objections that you would have to quote unquote overcome. However, if you go about it the correct way with the right approach, you're sincere, you're understanding, and you truly believe that what your product has the value that you're saying it does, then it's really not even like selling.
Right.
It honestly just kind of becomes more just kind of like a conversation of, here's the pros, here's the cons, here's what will happen, here's what won't happen, here's what it could do, here's what it could prevent. Is it something that you find value in at that point?
So it's kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's more of perspective, right?
It is absolutely perspective.
Giving them a different perspective from what they're seeing, because most people have this tunnel vision, right? But now you opening their eyes wider, and it's like, no, look at it from this angle.
Yeah, because let's say I'm trying to sell somebody on why a life insurance retirement plan is superior to a 401k.
Right.
All we're going to do, a 401k or even an IRA, right? All we're really going to do is just kind of put the two up against each other. We know 401k is a tax-deferred plan where you wait until the future to pay taxes.
Right.
Right. Now, I mean, you tell me, do you think taxes will be higher or lower in the future?
Higher.
Right, higher. Right, okay. So that's a 401k. Life insurance retirement plan, you pay your taxes up front. Right. Well, let me ask you again, right? Are you comfortable with the idea of potentially losing any money in this investment plan? No? Yes? No?
No.
401k is invested directly into the stock market. Stock market is currently down right now. You are losing money.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right.
A lot of people are pissed off today.
They are not happy at the moment, man. Oh, my goodness. On that life insurance retirement plan, you have what's known as principal protection.
Yeah.
Guaranteed not to lose any of your money. Right. And then, right, let's say on your 401k as well, in the event that you do get sick, hurt, anything like that, you're not necessarily able to go on and access any of that money until at least 59 and a half.
Right.
Unless you want to pay that 10% penalty.
Right.
life insurance retirement plan, anything like that happens, there is no penalty, and you can access it.
Right. But okay, so no, and I get that. But like people like me, right? Mm-hmm. I used to deal with crypto, but even before crypto, I used to dabble in stock market. Mm-hmm. So I know that, the stock market is down today. A lot of people, most people will panic and pull their money. Mm-hmm. As long as you don't pull your money out, you didn't lose nothing.
Honestly. Yeah, you leave it.
Just leave it. Leave it alone.
Leave it.
At some point, it's going to go back up. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's again, perspective, mindset. I know that I have the mindset of, I know that, okay, I'm just not going to touch my money for a few years. I'm just going to ride this out.
What if you didn't have to face that loss at all, though?
I mean, no, but that is true.
Right? Like, because there's other products as well, like outside of just, the life insurance retirement.
Because you just never know, something might happen tomorrow and you need your money. That's the downside to it, right? To where, if I had money tied up in the stock market, but if something happened, I'm not losing if I just leave it in there. But if I really need it, I'm fucked.
And if we're talking about you nearing retirement, because that's something that happened to too many people. Yeah. You lose 20%, but you was intending to retire, next year. Now all of a sudden you got to go back to work for another 5-6 years. To try and make that up. When you could have it, just out of the market in general, still gaining some interest, right? Still gaining good market-like interest, right? You're just protected. Yeah.
I need to sit down with you more and discuss.
Oh man, I enjoy talking about this stuff too.
I know, but I'm at an age now where I'm looking to invest. Like I'm actually in the middle of selling my house right now. Okay. And I wanna buy another house, but I don't want a big house like I have now because it's just
downsize a little bit.
Yeah, because it's just me.
Got you.
I don't need a 5-bedroom house no more. What do I need all this room for? That's when I had kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just me.
Hey, man, I don't know. You could definitely do some stuff with that 5-bed. You got one bed. That's your gaming room. You got your yoga room. I don't know if you do yoga, man, but you got to get into some yoga. I love me some yoga.
I've tried yoga.
No.
For some reason, my body is like, no. I do everything else. Like, I've done cross country, like CrossFit. Okay. I've done it all, but yoga, and I do meditation. Like, I love meditation. And I would love to do yoga. Maybe it's just the instructor. I don't know. Maybe I need a new instructor.
Hey, man, shout out to Breathe and Flow on YouTube. That's my instructor.
Breathe and Flow.
Breathe and Flow.
Okay, man, check that out.
They got a whole different conglomerate of playlists and everything you can get into, beginner, intermediate, advanced, all that good stuff.
So let me ask you this, because I want to go back for a second.
Yes, sir.
When you was diagnosed with ESRD, what adversity did you have to go through to get to where you at now?
That was a tough time because not only going through the health change, I was also moving in with my father, who me and him did not have the best relationship. Grew up in a single mother household, ended up moving in with my dad. And, in between me and him butting heads, me kind of thinking, and there was definitely a good period of why me? Right. Why did my kidneys and everything fail? Why did this? Why is that? And this and that and whatever, very much upset at myself, at the world. Wasn't really a believer at that time, but I did eventually come to Christ. And you know what else? And this is what I got to thank my father for, as a matter of fact. Me and him didn't have the best relationship at that time, but I definitely do thank him for this, that he brought me to Christ. Okay. And once I started, getting more into reading the Bible, what this has come and revealed to me as far as why I have this kidney failure is like Paul in the Bible, how he had a thorn in his side so that he would remember God and keep him first. This is my thorn.
I love that.
And what I really had to overcome was more definitely the self-pity. Had to overcome the self-pity, get through that, get over that. Had to overcome the overindulgence as well. Start to, learn moderation, how to really, and I'm still struggling with that today. But that's a constant battle. But I would definitely say the biggest thing that I had to overcome was that self-pity. Because there was some times where it was just like, why me?
Yeah.
But I'm very much so grateful for it now, because it is, like I said, it is the thorn in my side that constantly reminds me, to put God first and love Jesus Christ.
And that's great. That's great because, like, I've always believed in God, and the Bible is something that I've always struggled with, only because it's man written, and it's just like, okay. Like, I just had this conversation a while ago with somebody too. A lot of things that's in the Bible, mind you, I just started reading the Bible last year. So
got you. Oh, okay, you still new to it.
Well, yeah, no, I am. But and the only reason why I started is because I said, okay, you know what? I do believe in God. I've always have. He's always been my foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite Bible verse is "Be still and know." Psalms 46:10.
Nice.
So, but I was having this conversation with somebody like months ago, and we was talking about things in the Bible, and I was like, yeah, but that doesn't apply in today's world, and that's the problem I think I still struggle with. Like, because they was talking about the roots of things, right? And I was like, that doesn't apply. Like
the root to the fruit type deal?
Yeah, and they was just talking about candles. Now, I was talking to somebody who was a Jehovah's Witness, and we was comparing Bibles, and she's a great person and beautiful person, but we're just and I love hearing different things. So the reason why I started reading the Bible is said, okay, you know what, if I'm gonna be talking about this, and I do believe in
be
God,
knowledgeable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I hate, and because I preach this all the time, it's like everybody has an opinion, but if you're not knowledgeable on something, how do you have an opinion about it? That doesn't make sense to me. So I said, I need to start reading the Bible. I don't read it as much as I would like to, because I do read, but I'm just so busy.
Right.
But I do try to pick it up every now and then.
Gotta find that time.
Yeah. But just things like that, like, they be trying to explain to me, and I was like, I don't understand it. Like, how does it apply in today's world? Like, when I was talking to my friend who's a Jehovah's Witness, she's talking about birthdays, right? They don't celebrate birthdays because of the root of the candle.
I don't get that one.
Well, yeah, it's something that had to do with the root of the candle, and that's why they don't celebrate birthdays. Okay. But I'm like, okay, but that was back then. That doesn't apply here. Most people, when it's their birthday, they just celebrating, saying happy birthday. They don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Like you just said right now, you don't know about the road, so it doesn't apply.
One thing that I've come to realize in my walk, and if I could give you one thing before that too, right? When it comes to the idea of it's man written and everything, right? In my heart of heart, I believe that God is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, right? He's all knowing, all powerful, and all places at all time. And with that, I definitely believe that there's no way that if he is all those things, those three things, that he would allow for somebody to misinterpret or mess up what his word actually is. So, I mean, I wholly believe that, when I'm reading the Bible, that is God's word. And it does say, man, my brother probably going to get on me for it. I can't remember if it's in, I want to say it is Titus. That's what's coming to mind. Thank you, Holy Spirit. In the book of Titus, that somebody, and in Revelations, somebody messes with the words of the Bible, rearranges in any kind of way, they going to have some hell to pay. Right. They going to have hell to pay, and I mean, me, I just believe in it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Deeply believe in it.
Let me ask you this. And when I ask questions, mind you, it's because I'm trying to get myself educated about it. And
seeking understanding.
I love different people's perspective on it.
Yeah.
So if what you said is true, right? No one messes with his words, and that are his words. Why are there so many different versions of it?
As in
different version,
like New King James, NASB, whatever they
like
are.
Even like the Jehovah's Witness, they got a whole different Bible.
Yeah.
Like why is there so many different versions when everybody is saying the same thing? But it's like, yeah, but why is there so many different versions? I don't understand that.
So what else is so are you also kind of like diving into a little bit like religion as well, just as far as why is there Muslim, Jehovah Witness,
No, because
Latter-day Saints type deal?
No, I think I understand that part.
Okay,
but there are different versions of Bible. Like the Bible has been rewritten.
Yeah, there's different versions. Yeah,
yeah.
So there's what's known as thought to thought.
Okay.
Because it was originally written in Aramaic, right? And then what is it, man? It's not thought. It's like expression to thought or something like that, where they have it so that it is the exact thought concept from that language translated into this language. And sometimes, because of how the English language is, right, it's going to sound different as far as the wording, but the thought concept would be the same.
Okay.
But then let's say if it's, kind of like a metaphor that's going on. I can't think of one off the top as far as like in a different language, Spanish or anything like that. But there's different, metaphors when we're talking like in English, it's like we kick the can down the road. We shooting the shit, whatever it might be, right? It's going to translate differently in another language. So that's why there's different kinds of interpretations. That is my understanding of it.
Okay, and that kind of makes sense because I don't know if you know who Janet is. Janet. She's a real estate agent. Janet. I forget her last name. She gonna kill me.
Ooh,
I know.
Janet, close your ears.
She preaches a lot. Like she's
Got you.
heavily into the Bible and all that. And me and her was talking. I actually had her on my show like a couple years ago.
Nice.
That's why I said she's gonna kill me. I forgot what real estate company she with. I'm
Got
sorry,
you,
Janet.
got
I
you.
still love you. She's amazing. Like I actually love hearing her speak.
Okay.
Like when she speaks, like I listen. Like she grabs
Captivating.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she's been like preaching since she was young. So she's very knowledgeable. But anyway, one day she was telling me the Bible the version that she started reading was more of like a explanation Bible. And I forgot what Bible it was. But she said it gave you the scripture, but next to it gave you what it actually means, like in different perspectives of what
like
it
a
means.
study Bible.
Yeah, so you can kind of understand it because most people don't know the language. So she said this one, and she said that's why she reads that one so she can fully understand like what it means.
Yeah.
And that made sense. And then another friend of mine, Adriana, she gave me a Bible, but it was my mind's going blank today for whatever reason. It was the business Bible from that one business guy. I forget his name. He's very popular. But anyways, it's his version of the Bible. But it's more for like a business leader. And that's why she gave it to me because I had this conversation with her. And she's actually a pastor at one of the churches out here in Lancaster. And she was like, here, I need you to read this Bible because you're a leader and you're in the business. And she said, you're going to understand this. And it also gives you the scriptures and everything. But at the bottom, it gives you what a leader would do and why the leader reads this chapter or this verse or whatever. Like, so it's informational. And I love it. Because I can relate to it because it's from a business perspective.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's my thoughts on the Bible.
Nah, man, I feel it.
I am trying to educate myself because I do want to know. But I do have like questions.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah, just do have
Naturally.
questions.
I'm grateful that I have my brother. Shout out Arnett, ordained pastor out there in Georgia. And, when I got some questions, he was who I was leaning on heavy to begin. But now I got Pastor Mike. His church is right around the corner from here, who I lean heavy on as well, as far as when I got some questions and looking for some guidance and some mentorship and everything.
And and it's crazy because, getting back to what we were talking about, because you was talking about what the adversities you go through and all that. Last year I went through a horrible time. And I think that was the first time when I fully just gave it all to him.
Man.
I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more.
Hey, that's a great feeling once it happens and you let it go.
Like, I can't.
Yeah, when that happened to me when I was in the hospital, as a matter of fact. I had caught another infection because going through it, I think I caught 2 infections doing peritoneal dialysis, and I was sitting up in that hospital, and yeah, I just let it all go. I was like, at this point, look, I can't do it myself. You are my strength, and how you got yours tattooed there. Mine is 2 Corinthians 12:9.
Okay.
Your strength is perfected in our weakness.
Okay.
Right.
Love it.
And that's my favorite verse right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so now it's like I was just telling somebody the other day, like I don't even argue with people. I don't think I had an argument in like 4 or 5 years with people. Like I really don't. It's like everything is God's timing, and a good friend of mine taught me that. She was like, everything is God timing, and she's the one that taught me this scripture: be still, and know.
Okay.
She's a good friend of mine. She was like, be still. And she even gave me a cross, and on it
Wouldn't happen to be the one you wearing.
No.
Okay.
No. It's a cross that I have on my wall.
Got you.
And it says, be still and know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And she gave it to me as a gift. And she was teaching me at the time. She was like, Mike, you got to be still and know. Everything happens in God's time.
That's awesome.
You got to just be still and know that He is going to come through 100%. And I love this tattoo. I love that cross on my wall. And I look at it every day. That's the cross that I pray to every day.
That's beautiful.
Every morning when I get up, I'm always thank you, Jesus. And thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for all the opportunities and everything that you give me.
There it is.
I do that in front of that. No, 100%, because He does. It's amazing of all the things that I have, because I've made a lot of money. I've had a lot of things, and I've lost it, but He gave it all back to me, and some things He gave back to me in just way better ways that I would have never thought of.
Right.
Like me.
He got a funny way of doing stuff like that.
He does. I've had conversations with him too. No, it's for real. It's like I always believed in him, and it's like, why'd you have to put me? Like I joke with him a lot. I have a relationship with God.
Hey,
I joke with him. And I always be like, dude, did you really have to put me through that? To like tell me that? Like I felt like we had a better relationship than that. You didn't have to go.
Look, was all that really necessary?
Yeah, like I felt like you went a little extreme. Like you didn't have to do that. But I talk to him like that because I love him, and we just had a relationship.
That's
like,
awesome.
All right, cool.
No, that's awesome.
But yeah. Anyways, again, I know you ran out of time. I said I wasn't going to keep you, but I do want to touch on one last thing.
Yes, sir.
JCI.
Yeah, man. JCI, nonprofit organization out here in the Antelope Valley. Okay. It's an international organization, though. What we really look to do is reach out to young business professionals, age 18 to 40, offering trainings, workshops, volunteer opportunities, socials. Like this past weekend, we actually went to our, I guess maybe like sister brother chapter. I'm not exactly sure how to say that, but down in Santa Clarita, where they had a event hosted in the schools. It was called Get Real Financing 101, or I think it was Get Real Adulting 101, where they had the kids, middle school, high school, go through this exercise where they had a profile where, they were, John, 35, worked at IT, made, $3,500 a month, and needed to balance childcare with groceries, entertainment, his credit, and they went through that exercise. And then, they finish up at the bank at the end, and then they're like, okay, so you are $300 over budget. You got to go back and do something. You are $50 under budget. You now have a little bit of savings and everything, Okay. And it was a really cool event, and definitely looking to bring something like that out here. Nice. Another thing that we got going is actually April 17th. We're going to be having our first training. It's going to be completely free. It's going to be an elevator pitch. It's going to be put on by one of the members in our chapter. She's actually very experienced in this work. And it's going to be over at the Lancaster Police Department. Okay. Chief Armlin, gracious enough to allow us to use the space. So we're going to go in there April 17th, starting up at 6 p.m. Elevator pitch, learn how to sell yourself, sell your business, and really, put that best foot forward.
Yeah, and everybody needs an elevator pitch.
Oh, man.
Everybody
necessary.
Very necessary. Like you need to have that in your back pocket at all times.
Oh, man. Have it ready.
Yeah.
Have it ready.
So let me ask you this one last question.
Yes, sir.
For someone who is struggling, right, or just barely kind of making it, what advice would you give them to, like, how do they start to say, you know what, I need to be not have that financial freedom, but at least financial protection, or so they can start, to plan to where they're going to be okay. They never have to worry about anything.
You're gonna have to.
You get what I'm saying?
I think I understand.
Because
what
most
saying.
people that are just getting by, they don't have, like my ex-father-in-law taught me, just put $100 away. Every time you get paid, just put $100 away, right? But most people don't even have that to do, right? Like when you tell them, well, just start saving, do this today. But they live in paycheck to paycheck to where they don't have that extra. Like, so what is the advice that you would give them?
In my time in this field, what I've come to realize is, most people are living paycheck to paycheck. And in that same breath, people are also living above their means.
Bing, bing, bing. I always tell people that. And I didn't want to say it, but thank you.
I'm just saying, man, it is that, I understand you paycheck to paycheck. And at the same time, you are living above your means.
But you go to Starbucks every day.
You find a way to run into the liquor store and you grab in, bag of chips, some Skittles.
Okay. Yeah.
You stopping at Starbucks, you getting some some dollar tacos or whatever it is, and it be some unnecessary things, those little things that add up to why we are paycheck to paycheck.
Right. Because I tell people, like, print out your last month bank statement. Yep. I could circle all the things that you could have got by on that you didn't really need.
You didn't really need.
You didn't need that. You didn't need that.
No,
and even though you looked at it and was like, it's only $2. All those little $2 add up.
Yeah, that $2 over the 4 weeks, and you did $2 4 days out the week.
Yeah,
it's gonna add up.
Yeah, so
it ain't gonna seem like much in that moment,
right?
But it's just gonna add up.
But it's a start to start saving and to putting yourself in a better financial situation.
Yeah, stop living above your means.
Yeah,
stop trying to keep up with the Joneses.
It's hard for most people though.
Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult.
Because even for me, right? I've always lived my life, and I just been very blessed. I know it's God. Sometimes I be like, I don't know how I paid my mortgage last month. But I'm this way. I've been like this all my life. But right. I got a passport. I was just in DR last month.
Nice.
I'm quick to hop on a plane and go somewhere.
Nice.
And I'll be like, I'll figure out how to pay for that tomorrow. But today I'm over here.
Yeah. That is tomorrow's problem.
Yeah, again, I do those certain things because I can.
You got the ability.
I have the ability to. And also have the ability to where I know when I come back, I know because I'm self-employed. I know I can go make $100 tomorrow and pay for that.
Exactly. It's not a go punch a clock type deal.
Yeah, to where I got to wait 2 weeks for that paycheck.
Man.
Yeah. So I have a different.
You able to generate. Yeah. Provide some value. It's a whole different game.
Yeah. And when I come back, I know I got to strategize so I can get it, but I at least have a plan. I know how to go do it.
Yeah. You know the steps. You know the process.
Yeah. It's like,
absolutely. Okay. And I think that's something that a lot more people need to get into is out of the just punch a clock mentality and find something where you're able to like you said, make $100 because you're providing some value in some kind of way. Whether that be through sales, what I'm doing, whether that be through a trade or an actual skill, but something that you could market, put out there and provide some value to people. Get out there and provide some value.
Right. And again, it goes back to, I've been on my own since I was 14. Never had a 9-to-5 job. I'm a hustler.
There you go.
I know how to.
There you go.
I might struggle for a week or two, but I'm mentally prepared to go do it.
There you go. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
But anyways, man, it was so much more I wanted to talk to you about, but I know I'm gonna have.
Yeah, this time flew.
Yeah, I know, right?
This time flew.
I tell people all the time, man. I'm like, man, when you just having just great conversations, time just goes by, man.
Quick.
But I want to appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything you're doing in the community.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank Top Shelf, because I know you guys are doing big things in the community.
Yeah.
And I wish you guys all the best. And
thank you.
Anything, last words you want to How can they find you? Where they at on social media?
Yeah. Really mainly active on Instagram, Lavow Knows TSF. Find me on Facebook, Andrew Lavow there. Definitely check out podcasts that I'm on as well, hosting with Top Shelf at Studio 17, Shelf Life Podcast. We just dropped the pod with AV Alta for the inaugural match. Hey, man, in closing words, if you didn't know, now you know, because Lavow knows.
I love that. All right, y'all.
Yes, sir.
We out. Be well.
All right.